This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun, and welcome to today's edition of the Pitstop, where you, the pit crew, you are the real star of today's show. How you doing? Happy Monday to everybody out there. I hope you are doing well with things. I'm coming off of a really fun weekend. I think I've been a little, depressed. Depressed is such a strong word for me. I don't get depressed. Under the weather without being sick. It's been a rough period of time. I'm going to admit that. For me personally, my life is not changed as much as you would think on many levels, but it has changed enough to have really disrupted the way I feel overall. This weekend, I had a great weekend. I got to do a lot of racing, got to have some fun working on things in the studio here. Got to play some golf, so talk about diversion games, getting away from the norm, breaking up the monotony. Got to play some golf. That was a really good thing. I'm terrible at it. Like, all my friends are playing online together, and I have to play alone because I'm so bad. Yeah, I got to beat Joa. Joa took a full tank of fuel was the problem. Oh, yeah, the winner, Ace of Deuce. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning to you, big winner. No, we were playing virtual golf, Golf Club 19, the Golf Club 2019, I think it's called. Yeah, Dave Blair, give me a thumbs up. I need a lift. Thank you. Anyway, so it was, and then we had our Friday night practice race for our upcoming Oval Series, the Golf Club 19. Thank you, Devin. Avoid it. Dirkwist, what is the best golf game then? And yeah, is VR golf good enough? That's one I need to know. Breaking out monotony sounds like a perv club's motto. No, VR golf is no good. Golf club? Okay. So I'm playing the right one at least. But it's nice. It's nice doing something different. Hey, Michael Nunez, how you doing, buddy? So that was what my weekend was, and why I think I'm in a little bit better mood today than I've been for the last couple of weeks. I was telling people on Twitch in the pregame show, though, I did have a little bummer thing go on in my brain. My brain did a weird thing on me and threw me for a loop. I'm not going to go into that, but I hope you're doing well. Happy Monday. Like I said, this show is no longer a news show. I'm done. I still haven't changed the graphic, but I'm done. On the title for Twitch, I call it out, hanging out with sim racers. That's what the pit stop really is. Ken Brown, subscribing on YouTube. Thank you very much. See, here's Devin. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Why does none of my stuff work? So right now, if I restart, it would show new subscriber, but it didn't change butt kiss. Racing 393 says, great 3-wide show. All right, this wasn't going to be my first story of the day, but let's make it the first story of the day. That was, oh yeah, and I didn't mention, thank you. Why was it such a great weekend? Well, because Saturday was the debut of the 3-wide podcast. It was a video podcast. This was me and two of my best friends in sim racing, Devin Booth and Amir Assad, just hanging out, talking about what's going on this month. It's going to be a monthly show, the second Saturday of every month at 11 a.m. And Cranky Pants, which is with, I'll come back to that. Yeah, I believe it's the Wahoo Core is the one that I've been kind of liking. That's the one that I'm comfortable putting my bike on. Yeah, it's failing me left and right. So anyway, the 3-wide podcast, the three of us hung out. We talked about the current environment of esport and what's going on and some of the pros, cons, the good, the bad, the ugly, the good, the not so good, and the bottom line. Anyway, how many of you were able to tune in for that, and what did you think of the show? And before you answer that question, I want you to know, I have thick skin. Amir has thick skin, and Devin is calloused all over. So you guys can be harsh, you can be critical. I mean, I like positive, or I like good negative feedback, so please let us know what we could do better. If there's anything you'd like to see, did you enjoy the show? Were you entertained? We tried to keep it to an hour, but we went over. Is that critical to you guys? um um Amir caused that wreck. Yes, it was a tough time slot, but you know what? We'll be here in 3, 4, 5, 6 months. They will not. Um, a 4 wide, yes. Well, at times it might become 4 wide. It might become 10 wide. I don't know, Rover. I don't know the boundaries. This was just kind of kicking it off and getting it going, and giving it a time slot that people could start to know when to tune in. Three of the hottest guys in sim racing. I'm not sure that's a compliment even. Weekly, James, I got to tell you, weekly things like that become tedious very quickly, and it becomes a big disruption to my schedule. I'm already fighting a little too much of that with various series, this show, and other things, and meanwhile, I still have behind-the-scenes stuff that I want to be doing, but I wish we had more people. That's the thing, James. I wish I had more people involved with the show. I'm so grateful to have the people that are helping, like Devin, Amir, Mr. Thawman, John Hill, and then we have a whole other layer of people like, Marco, who's, getting me to do a race tonight. So, yeah, it's not meant for a certain amount of time. Michael Nunez, that's a great idea. Yes, hard driver. I run Simpit full time. Yeah, that's valid. After one show, I don't think it's fair to even say that we have to knock our rust off or get our in sync together. Yes, again, Michael. Thank you, hard driver. It doesn't pay the bills, but it's what I do full time. To be fair. My level of frustration. I was so frustrated with golf. All right, let's talk about what else. So if you guys remember last week, Bubba Wallace rage quit in a televised race, and then he went on a little rant, and with that, his sponsor Blue Emu pulled his sponsorship. Oh, that's for Deb. Okay. Well, he's not the only one, and this was one of the things we talked about on that 3 Wide podcast. The accountability, all the things that could be brought up about a driver in their off season. We'll call this just the off season. Running in these events, maybe in some cases being compelled to run in these events, and the ramifications of their actions despite this not being the real life racing. So yesterday was, and here's a link, this is at NASCAR with their 483,000 subscribers, and here's the full race replay. Monza Madness. The NASCAR Cup cars take on Italy with an all-star entry list. So here was their big race. I didn't watch it. I was too busy this weekend. I didn't watch any of it. But here is a bunch of pro drivers and celebrities and whatnot in this big race at Monza, on iRacing, in the Cup cars, and this is being televised to the world. Well, at one moment, Kyle Larson. I'm not going to play this clip, just for my own level of what I consider appropriate. Kyle Larson drops the N-bomb on iRacing. Yeah, I'm not going to play it. I'm not even going to play it. Luckily, if you wanted to listen or watch the full race, I don't know if they edited it out. I don't know if it went out on that broadcast there. But our good buddy Austin Oganowski, in true Oganowski fashion, clipped out the 13-second clip that is relevant to this story. So, Kyle Larson drops the N-bomb on iRacing. Keep in mind, Bubba Wallace lost his sponsor only a week ago for doing something unbecoming of the sponsor, organizing bodies, whoever it be. It wasn't on the NASCAR broadcast. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you. I didn't watch it. I just know. But it was public. It was out there. Here's a story at therace.com. Larson's controversy overshadows Monza Madness NASCAR event. A one-off NASCAR event, blah, blah. McLaren era. During the race, Chip Ganassi Cup driver Larson, who was streaming on Twitch, was heard using a racist term that was broadcast. So he's streaming his own stream on Twitch. He says something that does not represent the organizing body, but yeah, that's beyond madness. Cranky, good point. Sorry, that was from Mr. Thawman. I have to check that before we go off the air. Anyway, the end result. NASCAR suspends Kyle Larson indefinitely. So this is one step deeper than the Bubba Wallace. Yeah, but anyway, member actions that could result in fine and or indefinite suspension or termination. Section 12.8.1.e in the NASCAR rulebook says. Chris Bassett, what happened to freedom of speech? Okay, I can answer that question fairly. You and I have freedom of speech because we are not owned by or under contract by a sanctioning body such as NASCAR. These guys have contracts that, yes, exactly. Finney said it. I could have taken 5 minutes. He said it perfectly. Freedom of speech has nothing to do with the terms of his employment. I could say that with no ramification. I take that back. I am sponsored by Ricmotech, Rseat, and SimXperience. And if I did or said something that they didn't like, they could drop me like a bag of bricks. For comments made, Stacy, are you the one who sent me an email about a league? Stacy Chandler, did you send not an email? Did you send me a Discord message on the 3rd about a league? Yeah. So is this fair? I mean, okay. Stacy, I just found that today, by the way, and I'll reply to you on that. I don't know if things are already underway. Ultimately, send me information like a graphic and a link so that people can get involved, and I will definitely promote it on the show. You can send it to me on that Discord chat we have. I will not have enough time. I'm maxed out on time for extracurricular stuff, so I won't. But anyway, I just wanted to say hello and tell you I'm sorry. Usually I'm much quicker. 10 days is very slow response time for me. Hate speech is not the same as freedom of speech. Yes and no, Pelican. Again, what a human can do on their own is only affected by certain circumstances. So let me give you a great example. Let's talk hate speech or just derogatory language at all. Depending on, do I have to get my hat? Do I have to get my hat, TFR? Yes, I agree with you there, TFR, for the most part. And now here's what I'm really going to say. People and how they conduct themselves, no matter what we're talking about, really the people they have to answer to are the people that are in their lives, the people that they're impressionable by or to. So Just 10 push-ups. I didn't swear. No, but like if you are if you're a piece of shit and you're from a piece of shit family, you can say whatever you want. And if you just work at some job and it has no consequence of actions with the public or with decent people, you can live that way and you have no problem doing that. Now, you go to your public school and drop off your kids and mouth off like that, and now you have a problem. I have to do 50 push-ups I'll have to do those on a different, not during the pit stop. But yeah, now I personally come from a good family where my grandmother would get angry if I swore. That's one of the reasons we joke about me doing push-ups for swearing. It's my grandmother, to be honest with you. I'm a foul-mouthed beast, by the way. If you watch Twitch, it's a totally different story. But, in society, I didn't swear. Am I on? Did I guess I did, huh? So what I'm getting at is if you surround yourselves by decent people, or you're a member of a decent part of society, or you're from a decent family, then any kind of language like that is wrong against any group or people or persons. Period. That's just kind of how I feel. And then if you work for a company, well, within their walls, you now play by those rules and language. And I'm not advocating, by the way, those who don't, but again, there are people who live in limited circles, and who knows what they might say. And there probably is no consequences whatsoever for their actions. But I just believe if you're going to be part of society, there's no place for any of that kind of talk now. And when you're talking about the online world especially, you have no idea who you're talking to. So when you mouth off with whatever derogatory, and I hear some stuff, and I can't say that I've never said anything bad either, but I listen to our guys and our races, and some of the conversation. I hear some things, some sarcastic remarks that weren't intended to be hurtful or wrong, but would have crossed this line just as badly. I always kind of roll my eyes a little bit, to be honest with you. But, yeah, anyway, Kyle Larson paying the ultimate price for doing this on his own Twitch channel. I will say I don't know if it hadn't been during that event, if he would have been penalized. The absolute truth about anything I would fight for cannot be twisted. Yeah, anyway, so these guys better learn that when they're online, and this is going to be after coronavirus too. When they're online on their own Twitch channels, which, let's face it, this is 2020, that's what people do. Yeah, he said NASCAR. That's terrible. He actually didn't say it, if I remember correctly. If you want to listen to it, you can go to Austin Ognoski on YouTube, and Kyle Larson drops the N-bomb, is what it's titled. I agree, Steven. Yeah, Pelican. MotoGP stars say their work is 90% promotion, 10% track. I agree. Yeah, I think he'll be all right, Tom. He should know better. I agree. I agree. Ah, thank you, Billy. Billy says he didn't think his spotter could hear him, so he was saying it to just one individual. But instead, he said it to everybody in the chat. Push-ups for Kyle Larson. I wonder how quick you can race to publicly apologize and explain it before actions are taken. And I don't know that part of the story. I don't know what is after the race response. I don't know when someone first poked at him. All right. Well, I owe you guys 20. And so we are going to bring out a new feature of the Simpit. So I dare you. I dare you guys to catch me swearing on this show. Because if you do, and nobody did it, so maybe I'm not going to do the 20. If you type in !swore. Oh, there it is. Devin Booth is on it. I owe you guys 20. I swear I swear and I do my push-ups. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ah. There you go. People have questioned whether I do them or not. I do my push-ups. All right, on with the show. What else do we have to talk about? There has to be something better to talk about. Nose to the floor. Brad, I'm doing these live. Give me a break. Oh. So also over the weekend, we had the IRX All-Star Invitational presented by Yokohama. We have some cool shots on the iRacing Twitter page. Pre-recorded. Oh my God. Mr. Thawman. Hi, welcome to the show, buddy. Exactly. That's how you know I really did them. Mr. Thawman, you just sent me an email. Is that something I need for today's show? Whew. Did you see my cable management? Oh, you saw? That's my umbilical cord, I call it. That cord allows me to take that computer all the way out into the living room for VR playing. Okay. You know, actors and comedians work for themselves. So but think of Michael Richards. Isn't that his name? Is that clip purged from the internet? Yeah, so Michael Richards is a comedian who is on Seinfeld, who did a racist rant in a comedy show. Now, at that point in time, I don't think Mesa Metal. Give me 1 second. Hopefully I'll remember and I'll come back to that. Yeah, I'm all about my Accuforce. That's a good answer. Actually, we'll come back to the rant because I want to get off the racist thing anyway. I do. I have a problem with my power supply on my SimuCube Sport. It worked very great, very great. I am a huge advocate for the Accuforce. Now, keep in mind, I always like to tell you the minute that comes out of my mouth, I also have to say I am sponsored by SimXperience. So take it with a grain of salt, but I will put my 13-year reputation on my statements. I wouldn't use a wheel that I didn't believe in completely. Yeah, the Simpit does not get a stimulus check. We don't qualify for any of it in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, but Michael Richards, it was over the top though, and he paid a big price. And now, as a comedian, the price he paid was losing a lot of fans. The price he paid was maybe losing future gigs or future sitcoms or shows. That was the price he paid. But he was doing it more as an individual citizen, freedom of speech, right? So, yeah. Bubba Walsh said it would be okay. He gave him permission. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of my Accuforce. The reason I love my Accuforce is I truly believe I feel finer detail on that wheel better than any wheel I've ever used, including my old Bodner, which is an amazing wheel. It's the Ferrari of direct drive wheels. Bubba Wall. I don't think of anybody in. I don't think of anybody in any professional racing series today got caught saying that on a webcam, Twitch stream, or to a microphone. Maybe if they were overheard by somebody's cell phone, it could get swept under the rug. But if they did it one step more publicly than that, there's going to be massive ramifications for doing it. It's 2020, people. Come on. Yes, I agree. I agree with you there 100%. And it has more force feedback power than I need. So anything more, I'm just paying for horsepower that I don't use, like a Ferrari. Mitchell DeJong wins the Subaru IRX All-Star Invitational presented by Yokohama Opener. No surprise there. I don't know if will anybody even beat him in a single race in that series. I mean, outside of him getting hit and taken out, I don't think anybody can touch Mitchell DeJong, especially the other real-life rallycross drivers. Like, they can throw the best of the best rallycross drivers at Mitchell DeJong, and now you have a race, but that doesn't mean they're going to win. Pee Wee Herman. You can be arrested for a Twitter comment. Sure, I'm sure. No, Tom Jones. No, Mitchell DeJong is a very nice young man. He would. I can't imagine he's going to have these kind of issues. He's very well versed in modern media. All right, moving right. Oh, so here's what was cool. So iRacing, I just started down at like on the 9th, which is a little too far back. I didn't mean to go that far back. But 9th, yeah. Anyway, here we have all the drivers. This is Travis Pastrana. We'll be back behind the wheel for an iRacing 6-race series kicking off tomorrow. This was, all in build-up to it. Then you had Beneke, I believe, getting ready for... is this the Monza? I don't know what he's got going on. Then you had the Chevrolet 275 at Michigan International. Round 3 of the IndyCar iRacing Challenge takes us to the virtual Michigan International Speedway. You have Ron Capps showing off. That looks really real, by the way, to me. Doesn't that look real? Except for the smoke. Anyway, you have the Nitro Circus talking about it. Here's this iRacing with the stream news. This was going on. Plus the 275. Oh, there you got Wickens talking about his. More on the Zach Veach, his girlfriend, and her sewing machine. Not sure what's going on there. Sim Contender, I agree, but they're not gonna. I can't imagine they're gonna. Hey, Doug Hawley, your sponsor. Yeah, isn't that badass that Dale Jr. finished 3rd? I think we have that one here, too. Simon Pagino won the race, so here's a shot of Simon out front, coming to the win for the victory. Yes, Racing 393. We can talk about reviews in just a moment. There's our winner, Simon Pagino. There's some shots of him. There he is winning the race. Here, let's...
Nice, everybody. Checker. Winner. He won, really? Yeah. What? Woo! No! He won the race, bud. Nice job, Richard. Nice, everybody.
Now, Simon Pagino was not suspended for this reaction, but I heard that he was fined $100,000.
Strategy. Nice job, boys. Nice job, Sam. I don't want to hurt my phone at you. That's how we do it. Yes!
That reminds me, where's that other clip? Man, where did I lose that other clip? The motion sim clip. I'll find it for you guys. I just need to find... I could play this and go find it. Let you... Hate shouting Pike that race. No, I'm just being sarcastic. David S., I'm not sure about that. I think we're a little too rough around the edges and casual for that. The grid is set. Anyway, sorry. Inside joke in my own little twisted brain. The grid is set for the inaugural SRO America GT Rivals Esport Invitational today at Laguna Seca. So that was on the 12th. That already happened, just so you know. Sports Car 365 saying dominant win to Brian Heitcotter. Scored a flag-to-flag victory in the first ever SRO GT Rivals Esport Invitational race at WeatherTech Raceway. This is not the only Brian Heitcotter. You think about Brian Heitcotter. He won the GT Academy. He went on to do... you guys believe that? Went on to run pro, and now he's back to kicking ass in sim racing. So, very cool. He's not the only one of those, by the way. We're going to talk more about that. Did I miss anything else from Assetto Corsa? I think that's about it. R Factor. More of this. More of just scroll up their page, and you've got plenty. You've got the race. Who is won what heat today? Find your favorite racer in today's The Race All-Star Series. So here's all the names. That's a pretty cool list of names right there, by the way. Is that right? Then you've got, let's see here. We Are the Race. We've got some discussion here.
He's probably nicked my new one.
That sounds like Dario Franchitti.
Sebring's tricky.
It is.
Sebring is really, really tricky so far. Not only is it tricky in the just by the nature of it, but in the M23 McLaren as well. It's really, really, really difficult.
Jacques Villeneuve. Hold on. With his Xbox controller. Yeah, we have that. Hold on. Here, so, ooch, big crash at the start.
McLaren M23 as the race gets underway. Oh, big moment there right off the start. A few almost losing the back end, and there is a few collisions, and there's absolute carnage in the middle of the pack. Someone's upside down. I think Villeneuve was involved in there, but Button it is who leads the way. This is Darren Turner, who's just managed to escape from all of that chaos, and there's more chaos on the outside of turn one. But Jenson Button leads, Andy Prio in second, Juan Pablo Montoya third, Castro Neves fourth. The race gets underway. Oh, big 1973 McLaren M23 as the race gets underway. Oh, big
KC, my thoughts on Kyle Larson were real simple. Be decent, people. All right, we have more. Hold on. Here we have Jenson Button's view.
Win the Legends Trophy
Oh. Or it's him coming to the win. Sorry. I love the bumpiness at Sebring.
To win the Legends Trophy race and $10,000 for his chosen charity.
For everyone,
Here's him talking about it afterward. And nephew of Jan Magnuson. Dennis Lind Racing leads. Cousin of Kevin Magnuson. This is the All-Star Series.
At the back there, but Lind it is who's got away in front. There's contact. Gabby Chavez is nudged out wide. So Lind and Eng still first and second.
Yeah, flex check. And then let's see here. Dennis Lind Racing wins Heat 1. Here's Max Pappas talking about being in it.
With the race in about an hour, made some improvement. You know, I was actually proud.
I gotta pee.
For the first 2 laps, I held my own and then spun out from the last corner. But looking forward to the race number 2. I will start third, I think. So let's wait. Hi guys, I'm gonna go.
Let's see. Poll for Stofield Van Dorn. Yep. Mike Epps, Yifin Yi, and Ed Jones. So this is all more of the esport going on over the weekend. Van Dorn to the lead.
Trying to get into third place. Harry Ticknell's bouncing all over the grass. So is someone else.
And anyway, here. So there's plenty of this to go. You can check out some of the video. Where is the one I want to show you, though? It's endless amount of stuff, by the way. Here you go.
10, so when you drive on your own, it's easy, but once you tense up with the controller...
Jacques Villeneuve.
It was tough to bring a proper racing kit in an airplane to play while you're traveling somewhere, so laptop and controller was good.
Okay, so how much do you use it a lot, or is this the first time you've sort of started doing this?
Well, I got the dust out of it yesterday. I used to be a lot on R Factor 1. I was modding and until 6 years ago running my own server, so that was fun. And in the last 6 years, I just took it out yesterday. And R Factor 2 is a little bit more difficult, yeah.
Did you hear that? Jacques Villeneuve talking about playing R Factor 1 back in the day of modding. How cool is that?
To bring a proper racing kit in an airplane to play while you're traveling somewhere, so laptop and controller was good.
Okay, so how much do you use it a lot, or is this the first time you've sort of started doing this?
Hey.
A lot on R Factor 1. I was modding and until 6 years ago running my own server, so that was... Well, I got the dust out of it yesterday. I used to be a lot on R Factor 1. I was modding and until 6 years ago running my own server, so that was fun. And in the last 6 years, I just took it out yesterday. And R Factor 2 is a little bit more difficult, yeah.
Awesome. Finished third. Here's Rudy Van Buren. The end of his podium finishes. So what happens to Rudy?
So there's going to be 3 for the lead into turn 1. We're on board with Queef behind. Now we're on board with Lynn. And Yoyoski it is, who is in the lead. Van Buren in second. Dennis Lynn looks to the outside at turn 3. That's going to be a bold move. It could see him end up on the grass. And it does.
Oh.
He comes back off and he takes off.
Oh.
The two are in the wall. Yoyoski leads. Queef second. Eng third. Wisniewski fourth. Chavez fifth. We're on board with who is in the lead.
Bonahui in the lead. Lind in the red car.
That's going to be a bold move. It could see him end up on the grass, and it does, and he comes back off and he takes off. Rudy Van Buren. Two are in the wall. Yoyoski leads. Queef second. Eng third.
I agree. Remember that James Bond movie where they're playing that laser shoot the world game, and if you got hit, you got shocked? I would love to, shock therapy. I would love and this sounds terrible, like who wants, but I would love to have some kind of a impact generator within reason. No, not there though, Theodore. Not there. It doesn't have to go there. It doesn't have to go there. There are a lot of places you can deliver the pain. It doesn't have to go there. Anyway, if you guys are looking at for entertainment, if you're at home, there is all sorts between the Twitter page for iRacing, Assetto Corsa, and R Factor. Right there, you've got endless amounts of video clips, interviews, and all that stuff. All right, yeah, let me get that rigged, Tom. So one other thing that we have. Oh my God. Sorry, you guys. All right, we're on the R Factor page. And then you've got this, Jordan Taylor's motion rig. Jordan Taylor. He's a real life racer, right? Jordan, yeah, he was in the during the madness at Monza. Watch his little in picture. Watch the little one, the picture in picture. Watch it, you guys. Maybe motion isn't the way to go, you guys. Oh my God. We wrecked. Oh, Dave Blair, good luck. That was great. Really entertaining. Oh, look what's next. Pause. No, just pause. That was great. Oh, that's me live. We're live. Okay, so that was the last story I have from the Madness race. We covered Assetto, we covered R Factor and all the race stuff going on. Dirt. Solberg Cup this Monday. That's today. A big new Dirt Rally Club Championship kicks off. Take on the Solberg World Cup and win a trip to Dirtfish Rally School with Oliver Solberg. Info, compete. This is via the Twitter page for Dirt Rally. You guys could win that. Go. I know a bunch of you guys are really good at it. Too much motion in his ocean. Barry would tell us the thread pitch of the bolt that failed. I'm sure we have a copyright claim. I'm sure we have plenty of those. We'll probably demonetize. That's okay. The thing, oh, really, Dirtquist? I'm so jealous. I would really like to go to Dirtfish. Getting back to what we were just talking about, though. We were just talking about having consequences of your actions in sim racing. Getting some kind of a pain or hit that would make you drive better. Yes, Rodney, we covered that at the beginning of the show. There you go. There's your pain for crashing. Now go fix your car. Okay. Dirt. So yes, Solberg Cup starting today. There's info if you want to chase it down. I gotta pee. I need to go find a long clip, don't I? In case you missed it, we saw some great videos from me last week. Can you beat Jenson Button's 2009 Australian GP time? So here's Jenson Button at Albert Park, laying down a 126.202. Yeah, my dreams are all screwed up right now, Rudes. I've got sleep deprivation going. Like, I couldn't fall asleep last night. I was, like, laying in bed till, like, 2 in the morning. And then I was awake at 6:45. Yeah. Wouldn't that be great, Jason? So, Jason Clark says, estimate the cost of repairs and make them pay it for real. So, if you really, really think about iRacing, a lot of iRacing, and you guys might know Nim Cross as the competition coordinator, I guess you could call it, or the, what's his official, the chief steward of iRacing. So if you've done something boneheaded on iRacing and it caused a protest, you know Nim Cross by name because you got an email from him telling you that your whatever you had done was that you blew it. So that's how you know Nim Cross. Now, what you don't know is Nim Cross way back when, before iRacing, before First Racing, Nim Cross had a racing series. Was it called I think it might have been VRS, VRW, I think it was. The Hammer. Yeah, it is the Hammer. Nim Cross was the creator of SRW, I think it is. Somebody might know or remember better than I. It was one of the greatest leagues based on NASCAR 2003. You had to buy in to create a team as a team owner. You had to bid on drivers against other teams using part of your virtual budget. And then there was prize money for each race, purse, that would then be reduced by things like crash damage and various different operating costs of running a team. It was like this whole world, VRW Race League, thank you, Aaron. It was this whole world within, like, completely built, because none of this was all third party to NASCAR 2003. None of this existed. No safety ratings, no iRatings, none of that even existed yet. And it was so sophisticated and so detailed and so awesome. And that is why Nim Cross, if you don't know this, Nim Cross, I believe, was the very first employee of First Racing. He was the very first person hired on. Not the first employee. First person hired was Nim Cross. And he's been with them ever since. Great guy. I know Nim Cross. We're friends. We've known each other for a very long time. And that series was one that I watched, I was aware of, and I was trying to work my way in, but it was really hard because it was like, you know, you had to know somebody to even, because you'd have to, like, put money up to be a driver, and maybe you wouldn't even get drafted. So if you didn't know people, how would they draft you? So I never worked my way into that league. I know people who ran in it. It was the best of the best as far as taking NASCAR 2003 to the next level. And so, again, people think of Nim Cross as being the Hammer. People think of Nim Cross as the bad guy of iRacing because he's the one who will ban you. He's the nicest guy in the world, by the way. Literally, it's ironic that he has that job because he is the nicest guy in the world. I love Nim Cross. He's a wonderful guy. Hope you're doing well, Nim. Sometimes I know you watch the show. Hope you're doing well, buddy. I don't know what's going on in Ecuador. Grid. So Grid Season 3 arriving April 15th. That's 2 days away. We could call this a diversion game. I mean, maybe we want to think about it as a, oh, is it really hitting there badly? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, Grid is getting an update for Season 3, including Suzuka. For the first time ever, Grid, you'll be racing on the Suzuka circuit. Free for all Grid players when Season 3 arrives on April 15th. So, there you go. That includes track day hypercars and new achievements, things like that. I did do an interview with Nim. That was probably 10 years ago, Brad. When we were in Boston. I've been to Boston a few times to hang out with the iRacing people. A few times, like 3, I think. Haven't done it in a long time, though. More NASCAR Heat team announcements, team driver announcements. So, Hendrick Motorsports picking up Sam Morris and Nick Jobs. JR Motorsport picking up Tyler Dohar and Joe Gornick. RCR, Richard Childress Racing Esport picking up Mitch Diamond and Joey Stone. Germain, I think we already mentioned that one. Daniel Buttafuoco and Kyle Arnold. Dougherty picking up Justin Brooks and Matthew Billingsley. These are the who's who of the NASCAR Heat world. Wood Brothers Gaming, just as much money on the line, by the way, as the iRacing Championship. Wood Brothers Gaming picking up Slade. Gravett and Cody Giles. I cannot say the name Slade without thinking of the movie Teen Titans. No jokes about my missing email. I remember a conversation with Nim. Was that live during a show or was he on? Thank you, Rodney. I don't know. You know what? I have to admit, I'm not a very good host. Like, the guys who host that or call the action. I mean, there are guys. Yeah, I think we did. We might have done a sim tunnel. That was before the Beyond the Sim. I'm not a great announcer of races. So if you're looking for somebody to do a race announcement, I'm not really great at that. Wood Brothers Gaming doesn't sound like sim racing. Wood Brothers are very famous NASCAR team. Early dementia. Here we go. How long is this clip? 54 seconds. I can almost pee in 54 seconds. Share my moment. So this is the sweet final lap lunge from Renault F1 team driver Ocon Esteban at Spa. Thank you, Rodney. No, I'm just really tired. I haven't slept much. Gator, it's been one of my semi-frustrations, to be honest with you. So WRC, the official game, they're talking about their matchups, their FIA Junior World Rallycross Championships that they have going on. So you got Gabriel Lazar versus DeGeeb. Quarterfinals. So all this went on over the weekend. Again, more and more and more esport just everywhere right now. Yeah, well, I think we looked at one of I know there's at least 6 episodes. We looked at one of those. Erickson building. I think we looked at that on Friday's show. So here's Woda versus Sex. Anyway, all sorts of their junior WRC going on and video clips there that you can entertain yourself with. I need a 2-minute clip. How long's this one? 41 seconds. That's not going to do it. What else? More also going on is round 3, or went on, was round 3 of 5. Went on Saturday for the Road to Indy Championship, which is a really, really big deal. And Philip Denez remained undefeated by winning the race round 3. So 3 for 3 by this guy, just dominating that series. How long's this video? Oh, it's only 10 seconds long. That's not going to do it either. F1 ace Verstappen to make Supercar E-Series wildcard appearance. I think these guys are just freaking out with boredom. Avid sim racer Verstappen's most recent virtual success came when he beat over 40 professional racing drivers in the inaugural Team Redline's Real Racers Never Quit crown last week. Show the Simpit Monza race. That could be funny. There you go. Minutes and left in qualifying. Sorry, the lead. There's my boogity boogity boogity. I'll be right back. Sorry, David, I kind of... I did that to him. I checked up. No, I checked up and Climber had to, and it started the accordion. It was me. Apparently I've forgotten what side... apparently I've turned this into Silverstone, and I've forgotten what side of the track I'm on.
It says on the wall.
I know I was only gone for 1 minute, but how many cautions did you guys have? Yes, I did, Max. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, all right, let's try to get the show back on the rails. Let's see what we can do about that. Oh, wow, look at that. That's freaky. That's freaky right there. I don't like that. Let's stop that right away. That was crazy. All right, that was our Friday night NASCAR race in preparation for this coming season's NASCAR series, which we'll talk about here at the end of the show. As John... See, I carried the time perfectly. All right, what else we have? What else? We were talking to Max Verstappen. Yes, he's going to run in that V8 supercar. He's going to run in the supercar series. Very cool. Oh, you should have, Jason. Earnhardt hopes to avoid trouble in IndyCar Esport debut. I thought I had a different article. Dang it. I had a second Earnhardt article where he was talking about not having a whole lot of real-life races left in him. Anyway, but Dale Earnhardt finished in third, right? He did an IndyCar race. But this guy's such an avid sim racer. I'm not that surprised even. Autosport also talking about F1 drivers. Esports series raised over $33,000 for COVID-19 charity. So that was the Field of Racing drivers. This was the 6-round Race for the World series. So good job there. Up front, we talked about that up front. We talked about that at the very, very beginning of the show. My take on it was, man, people, be decent. There's no reason to talk like that. There really isn't. And I understand that a lot of people in their private little circles might, but publicly in a group, when we're online with our friends, when we're racing online, don't do that. Don't do that. All right, what else? TT Isle of Man, Right on the Edge, coming to Nintendo Switch on May 14th. Oh, here's the video I could have played. Nope, only a minute. Sorry, I've got a hair going up my nose from my beard. All right, we better not do that. We'll lose our show for sure. I don't know if we probably already have. Operation Sports also talking about Grid Season 3 arriving April 15th, 2 days. 6 new cars, Suzuka, new achievements. 9 new achievements. We already saw the track day, hypercars. We've seen all this. No new news there. That one we showed too. That was Jordan Taylor. Yeah, racing in VR is fun. Xbox Hub. Pledge your allegiance to the great legends with the latest Monster Energy Supercross 3 DLC. So you thought you'd nailed every jump and pulled off every trick in Monster Energy Supercross 3? Think again, because now we're seeing a couple more pieces of DLC arrive for purchase. The Great Legends pack. What are they going to put? Bob Hurricane Handa in there? The Great Legends pack set you back €8. A little on, but you'll probably have a confident Supercross history, taking to the legendary Anaheim 1986 track as one of the 5 new riders. What about the Coliseum track? You want to talk about old school tracks when those guys used to jump off the the big thing? I can't remember what it was called. Sold Allegiance Pack 2, only $1.69. There you go. That's for the Switch. Is that what we're at? No, just DLC. Sorry. That was the other game we were talking about, the Switch. Oh, here it is. F1 champ Jacques Villeneuve uses Xbox controller to finish 6th. I think I said 3rd. Sorry. He finished 6th. Earnhardt finished 3rd in the IndyCar race. Villeneuve finished 6th with a controller. Are you going to argue that? You know, we've argued. Everybody has argued this point when we joke about, and I've been guilty of this too, commenting on the NASCAR Heat guys sitting there like this, that they're like sitting in a racing seat setup, driving like this. Because it's very difficult to do, Mesa, and it's something, and so that's the point that I'm getting at, is this is something that when we talk about this, people get outraged. Is that right? That's not sim racing if you don't use a wheel. I've said these things. Are you going to argue with JV? Are you going to argue with one of the greatest drivers of all time? You can do it. I cannot. I don't have thumb dexterity, which is why I suck at this golf game. Can we just go play real golf? You know, I can play real golf and never get within 6 feet of you. Right? Rookies benefit from virtual racing. Virgin Australia Supercar Championship rookies say there's plenty to gain from the BP All-Star E-Series, where they are pushing veterans and former champions in every lap. I'll tell you what, it's a good way to make a name for yourself and make some move up the ladder within that group, I would imagine. In 2020, there are 4 supercar rookies. The quartet of varied experience in sim racing online. The Matt Stone racing pair of Kostecki and Goddard are well versed and use iRacing platform for training as much as possible. It's a whole other issue. My tempo could be improved. I agree. It was immature. Yeah, Jason, I don't quite understand that, because like one of the things that they're telling us is that it's okay for me to go on a bike ride alone. It's okay for me to take my dog for a walk alone. It's okay to get out and get some exercise alone. So I don't understand why they're arresting people for surfing or doing things. I mean, if you're not within 6 feet, just don't cough. That shit can travel 30 feet. Virtual golf only. All right, that seems reasonable. I'm not out there doing anything, but you know, if I'd like to be able to go for a bike ride or a jog, and if you're in California, we want to do that at the beach. Simulator. They just want to impound the board. Going full circle. We talked about this with Brian Heitcotter. Going full circle from bedroom gamer. Why do they have to throw the word bedroom? Bedroom gamer to racing driver and back to gaming. We're talking about Jan Martinborough. Started off racing at home in his bedroom on game console. Wins GT Academy. Goes on to an amazing racing career, which is now on hold like all the others. And now he's back to racing at home. So, that's his Tokyo flat. Yeah, naughty. Pelican, no lockdown at all in Sweden. Cranky, that's very relevant. Cranky, so I don't know if you remember on Friday we talked about a group breaking the Cannonball Run record last week or a week ago or 2 weeks ago during this pandemic. And that was one of the it's like on one hand, oh, well, best time ever, the roads are empty. On the other hand, if you cause an accident of any kind, it's affecting other people in a whole different level of way. I don't even know if I think it's right to do that at all. I mean, when I was a kid, I sped all the time. I was a maniac. I was a risk to many people. And now that I'm older and I have more sensibility about myself, I'm like, wow, how selfish is it of me to drive recklessly when other people are on the road as well? Anyway, the funny thing you guys should know about me, I used to drive like a maniac. And then as soon as I started racing in real life, as soon as I got on a real track, I think that's when that's when a light switch went off in my head. And it was like, okay, well, I can't drive like this on the road. This is not proper. So that was the last time I really sped. Now, no, I can't say that. I can't even close to saying that. One reason I don't drive my Datsun is because if I get in my Datsun, I forget that I'm not on my racetrack, and I drive like a maniac. I cannot drive my Datsun without instantly going full throttle. But yeah, is it right to do something like that? You're subjecting Pelican, I think that's a little different. I mean, if you live in the house with a smoker, that's one thing. But if some guy's smoking on the street and you're getting in his smoke, then I would say that you're not maintaining social distancing. It's your choice there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the M3 Denon. Yeah, seriously. I mean, my Datsun, I'm just dangerous to the world. I'm a bad member of society because of my Datsun. So, yeah. Yeah, I can't help it. The car sounds too great, and it sounds so much better the faster you go in it. And I'm just possessed, so it's like, well, I don't. When I drive the Mazda 3 around, I'm like 5 over the speed limit. That's my average speed. We're all bad members of society. Oh, I just hope I don't fall down the Kyle Larson path. Well, if we're talking indoors with kids, we could be talking about anybody. You're the king of the world on your bike. Yeah, my Datsun sits in a garage right over there. It's there. It needs brakes. It needs some other work, and I kind of purposely don't do it because then I'll do something stupid. Yeah, I don't need horsepower on my street car. My new philosophy on life is I will take a gas economy car for the street and then give me another race car to take to a track. That's what I'll take. Xbox Phil Spencer also mentions that multiple next-gen consoles might be coming this holiday. model for next gen launch. Sorry, I scrolled down. I screwed this one up good. Xbox Series X will push the all access subscription model for the next gen launch. Oh God, what do you guys think about subscription models for gaming? I suppose. Yes, so Pelican, I believe, I don't know if it's the same for every state. I believe in the state of California, if you are going double the speed limit, it's an automatic go to jail. And I think they might have even reduced it, because I can't imagine that means I can do 129 on the 5, which is, or no, that's a 70, is it 65? It's 70 on the 5. So as long as I'm doing 139, I just get a ticket, not go to jail. I think you still go to jail. But yes, you definitely go to jail for excessive speed. If you were going fast next to another car going fast, also, whether you're racing or not, they're going to throw you both in jail and call it racing. If you break your tires loose, if you just peel out, that's considered exhibition of speed as well, I believe, or reckless driving. You go to jail. Or you could. You won't go to jail for peeling out, but if you failed the attitude test, you would. Yeah, my whole life is a subscription at this point. Everything I do, even things I don't want to subscribe to, it's the only business model allowed. So yeah, but yeah, I'm more concerned about I hope they don't. There's a side of me that I hope they don't. I wish that they would come up with a master plan, not just California can lift it and the next state over won't, and it won't matter. I mean, it's sort of all an exercise. And I mean, the whole lockdown is just to slow down the rate at which it hits the healthcare system. It really isn't in the end going to change the outcome of this by much. Yeah, we heard about, was it a Carrera Porsche? Was that what it was? 35 over? Yeah, the 104 Gambala. That's right. That's what I remember being called a Gambala. It was a Gambala version of that car. Arudes, we could go into that one all day long, but I'm going to leave it alone. I will say when it comes to pandemic stuff, I have a very over the top. I mean, like, I would invade people's personal rights and freedoms. Let's just put it that way. That's the way I am. I would have locked the whole country down for 3 weeks, and I would have said no commerce, no money. You will not be charged rent. You will renters. You will not be charged rent. Mortgagers, you will not be charged your mortgage. Banks, you will not be giving fees, you will not be getting, and then they can square up at the end of the month with all the banks and financial institutions and phone companies. I don't want to pay lock everything down for 3 weeks other than going to the market. But I don't know if that would have done it either, because the reality is without a cure, there is no right answer. Yeah, exactly. The purge. Yeah, don't get me started. I might be worse than you guys think. Close the markets. I agree. Close it all. See, my only reason I say that is, but the problem is then we would have all gone back and it would still be out there somehow, some way. And everything, yeah, everything would I shut down everything every time the flu hits. I think I have a sniffle. Everyone locked down. Oh, yeah, there you go. No, but my answer isn't a good answer either. There is no good answer. It's really, really difficult. Tough call. It's gonna, just my thinking is no matter what, it's gonna do this for a little while. It's gonna ripple effect its way, worse or better, one way or another. Exactly. It wouldn't be gone in 3 weeks. It could be controlled in that, and then once you get back to normal, all hell breaks loose again. Yes, but there are cures for tuberculosis, aren't there? Yeah, well, and that's the thing. California's done well by being under lockdown. And if they undo the lockdown... But see, here's the thing. Honestly, here's me. I am thinking I don't care what they do. For me, personally, I do care what they do. But for me personally, and call me paranoid, but I am probably going to be maintaining social distancing and gloves and maybe even a mask at places like the market for a good period of time. I've given this thought as this has happened, and I've decided that I don't like getting sick. I don't like the regular flu. I don't like getting sick. I don't like getting a cold. And this has really brought more attention to me on how common cold, the flu, basic viruses and things are spread. And I don't know if I want to be subjected to that anymore. So I'm kind of thinking that from now on, I might just be treating normal life this way. And people look at me like a freak in a year when I'm still wearing a mask and gloves at the market. But I kind of don't care. I don't want to get sick ever again. I think that might be a good policy. You know, now keep in mind, I live in Los Angeles. I live in a densely populated area. But if I lived in a more rural area, I don't think I would be doing. Random, it's funny. I've been thinking about making myself my own hazmat suit. No open mouth kisses. Back to subscription. So my whole life is a subscription. My phone's a subscription. My internet is a subscription. I mean, to an extent. We have our Netflix. We have our Amazon Prime. I've got editing software that's a subscription. I've got overlays. My overlay for races that I don't even use anymore is on a subscription. Subscriptions are everywhere in our lives at this point. It's just a matter, and I wish there was a better way of monitoring all of them, because I just got hit with something fairly recently. And oh, I did, huh? 30 feet, but see, you just need to be sensitive. It's 6 feet for normal, but if you hear someone cough or sneeze, don't walk behind them. You guys got to do it right. If you guys want me to do push-ups, you have to do it right, and that is ! Swore. There you go, Devin Booth. All right, I swore. I got all excited. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we're back. All right, so how do you guys feel? I mean, but I do feel that I think 30 is definitely safe. But like I said, I have push up 19 contender. So last night I had to go to the store to grab something. And I pull up to 7-Eleven. I needed some half and half for my coffee this morning. And I pull up, and I've got my mask on. I got my gloves on. And Push-Up Club 2020. And I look in the window, and there's this dude sitting there with like a hot dog in one hand and a soda in the other. No mask, no gloves, and he's just sitting there eating. I need a better sound effect, Billy. I didn't put a lot of work into it. I probably could find a better one. Or do I just need to turn it down a little bit? So yeah, And I was like, oh. So I literally sat in my car and waited till that guy got out of the store. And then I went in and got my half and half and went home. You don't like people. Yeah, it's easy for us people who don't like people. Do another 10, get yourself in credit. I still owe 50 from yesterday. It might kill off stupidity. Turn it down. I was wearing a mask, yes. I thought of that, Sim Contender. I thought there's never been a better time to rob a bank. I'm not advocating robbing banks, but there's never been a better time to rob a bank. I don't know if I can touch the volume live without... Yeah, if I touch it, it's going to go and then it'll be loud. Is that better? All right, no robbing a bank, everybody. Hey, the Musant, Taya Musant, I'm sorry, I'm saying your name wrong. Welcome to the show. We saw your upgraded room even. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. We showed everybody your channel too. Hopefully you got some new subs as well. 80, like some jazzercise music. Oh, disco ball. We can work on that. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. Right. We'll work on, maybe we'll get rid of the siren and we'll switch to some jazzercise. Maybe that'll be the humor. I just wanted to shock you guys because everybody's questioned. Like every time I do that, people question if I'm really doing it or not. So I figured it would be funny to actually give you guys the angle. You have more than 10 viewers. I'm growing, I'm sure. You'll do fine. You'll do fine. It's great to see you out there racing. All right, so now we've got Online Race Driver talking about Forza Horizon 4 Series 21 new cars and events. This could have been the video I needed, right? 31 seconds. That wouldn't have done it. Elevator music. Chest must touch the floor. But that's why I have it so that you can see my heels. You can see me actually get up, right? I guess that could be included. I wouldn't do that to you guys. Plus, thank you, Brian. Anybody on Twitch can verify, because I think on Twitch you can actually see what I was doing. There you go. All right, what else? We're almost done. We're almost done. Hour and a half. Let's get this over with already. MotoGP.com. Talking to Rseat after because they had their big race. Another one. How many were there this weekend? Like 6, 8? I enjoyed it. Rseat's thoughts on MotoGP virtual race debut. There's not a lot the doctor hasn't done in his Grand Prix career, but he ticked off riding in a virtual race today. I am seeing more typos. I guess nobody has an editor anymore, or everyone's so reliant on spell check. But ticked. He ticked off. I'm assuming they meant kicked off riding in a virtual race today. Qualifying at the back of the grid. And I'm one to speak, by the way. I make punctuation and, as you know, enunciation errors and mistakes all the time. Anyway, what do we have here? Here's their here's my, I could have gone to the bathroom on this one. This was on Sunday.
I don't think so, because I just bought the PlayStation 2 days ago.
There's
and,
Rossi,
very few times to
Marquez.
but it's really funny, and I would like to be faster, but I have no experience at all.
So maybe not one of the favourites to go with Pecco at the front of the race. Michele, do you think that you can go with Pecco and Alex at the front?
Yes, so normally in the April start of the season,
I go coffee, then Simpit, Michael, and that's even me.
The first race in PlayStation. And,
Yes, Jason Clark.
The blister on my hands.
She does.
But so anyway, I hope I enjoy, but not so easy, but enjoy a lot.
Another one of the new men on the grid, and another Ducati, this time in the form of Tito Rabat. Tito,
All right, here, let's
what's your confidence like?
let's shut them up. Here you go.
Hello and welcome back to another Wednesday video. Today I've put together a few different clips of me trying out Dirt Rally 2 surfaces.
And 6 left, extra long, tightness cut, opens 15, 6 right, 100, 6 right of a crest, slow, keep left of a crest, 60.
You'd so kick my butt at this game.
Opens 6, into small cut, 3 left long, tightness 1, small cut, 70.
Yeah, plenty of videos to check out. Awesome. Awesome. All right, what else do we have to talk about? Driving Italia, talking about guides and tutorials section, fundamental resource. The KTM Crossbow also becomes an online championship with the Assetto Corsa. So you've got that as well. Simpit Rally League. Hey, there you go. Dirt Rally 2.0 on April 17th, Friday. Okay, yeah, Devin, I might have to, get in on that. That sounds fun. Also from from SimRace Hardware, something else we won't be able to look at, I should say. Review over there at SimRace Hardware News and Reviews blog. The review of the Le Platform 2DOF Compact R de NJ Motion. Anyway, so you can check out this low profile. I can't watch. You can go find that review on YouTube, but it's at their blog page, which never works for me. But that's okay. Now you know, and you can go check that out if you are interested in a 2 degree of freedom. 2 degree of freedom. For those who don't know, I know most of you do, but degree of freedom. Freedom being a movement or a direction in the world of motion, if we're talking motion. So 1 degree of freedom would be moving like that. Let's say you just had a seat that when you hit the brakes, it moved forward. And when you hit the gas, it moved back. That is 1 degree of freedom. 2 degrees of freedom would be also adding left and right. All right. 3 degrees of freedom, for the most part, I think that's when they start adding traction loss. So now you can twist the platform as well. 4 degrees of freedom, being able to go up and down. And I think 5 and 6 go together. I don't think you have 5 and then 6. I think it goes from 4 to 6, if I'm not mistaken. And that would then be the, twisting, pitching action as well. Anyway, 2 degree of freedom, that's your basic seat mover. All seat movers are 2 degrees of freedom, unless you have traction loss added to it. All right, we're going to check out a few rigs, which is how we met. Thea Musante was through her sim rig, that little tiny sim closet that has been since upgraded. But here, this one posted by Oliver RC, rookie and basic setup. Let's check this one. Come on, give me a bigger photo. We'll zoom in on this one. Look at this. What is going on here, people? What is that? Does anyone know what that contraption is? Yeah, can anyone figure out what this rig is? Or where it came from? Like, is this a designed rig that I don't know? I don't know it. What is this one? Anyone? I'm old too. Bad memory here as well. Anyway, he's got this fragment of a rig type device, but his wheel is on the device, pulled up under his desk, and then his chair is just a 4-post chair. Strange, strange. Like he said in his own wording, he called it rookie and basic setup. But that's all it takes. That's all it takes. I can see his left hand shifting. Custom made, perhaps. Anyway, very, very cool. Now we got another one. Needed a project to keep myself busy during the coronavirus, so I made this. Yeah, look at that. Look at that Formula One application of a junkyard chair. I'm going to applaud. Who was this again? This was by Dead Gamer. And he has got the first junkyard chair turned Formula One style. And he drinks Dr. Pepper. And those look like Logitech pedals taken out of the shell and bolted directly to the wood plank. It looks unsafe. It looks like he's got it supported though. It's not just hanging that way. Needs some seat belts. Well done. I like that one. What was his name? Dead Gamer. Dead Gamer. And then we've got this contraption. Sim Rig Porn, he's calling it. Whoop. That is elaborate. That is really elaborate for what looks like a static rig. I always wanted to build something like this with roll bars, roll cage. I wasn't that concerned about motion as much as immersion and realism. And I know for a fact that if I didn't do this show for a living, or if I didn't do this show for whatever you want to call it, I would have built an over-the-top elaborate rig that would have been a 10, 15, 20-year project. I think back to that old Remco Hitman. Can I find Remco Hitman's car? Remco Hitman. It was a Tyrell. This is the greatest thing ever. Oh, we can do better than that one. Hold on. Nels, which Nels? This could be Nels Hussingveld actually driving. There are a couple of Nels in our world. Yeah, and stock is short for a lot of stuff. You try to buy a lot of sim gear right now, it's sold out or on big delays trying to get it. All right, okay. What else? Just a few more things. So, Everyone say a prayer for us. And man, if you guys are in this series, I need you all to really look inside. We need to do better. We do need to do better. Oh, that's a great question. I don't know where the screen was on that particular drive. I think that was just one of the tests when they're getting it up and running. It got even more elaborate. I just found a video on short notice. This Friday night, we are going to kick off the Simpit Friday Night Oval Racing Series. It will be immediately following the pit stop. Friday night pit stops are at 5 o'clock Pacific time, my time, 5 o'clock. At 6 o'clock is going to be the beginning. So you need to join this series. You're going to go on the league section for iRacing. You're going to look for the Simpit Oval Series, and you're going to join that series so that we can get you accepted. Otherwise, it's not going to be a password. You need to be part of the league prior to race time, 6 o'clock this coming Friday. This is going to be the Cup cars. So it's the NASCAR Cup Camaro, Cup Mustang, and Cup Camry. And that is our schedule there, starting off at Daytona on the 18th this Friday night. Devin, I can't do Friday night rally. I'm doing Friday night Oval Racing Cup Series. But yes, definitely want to join us. It's going to be fixed setups, and it should be a lot of fun. We've had some great races, and we've had some tragic races with our guys. So I'm really hoping at Daytona people can start to learn how to run in a pack together, and we can get some good races in. So that should be good. You're more than welcome to come join us on either of those series. That would be great to race with you as well. Come out and join us for anything we got going on. You're always welcome. In addition to Friday night, we're now 3 weeks into the Simpit Road Racing Series. And yesterday, we had an incredibly fun race at Monza. We did our own Monza. And Anthony Morano Jr. wins the race over David Grunnell, with Randall White finishing in third. Great job by all those guys. We had some really fast. The top 10 were really, really fast. People really stepped up their game for this GT1 series. 3 weeks into the season, and after 3 races, it is Randall White. I've adjusted the points for laps led and all that good stuff, pole and all that. We have a tie for the lead right now between Randall White and David Grunnell, both with 128 points, with Anthony Morano Jr. in third with 110 points. So the next race, where are we at? We are this Friday, or Sunday, we are at Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace, a.k.a. Interlagos. Isn't that Interlagos? That's Interlagos, right? What? Anyway, so that is coming up this coming Sunday, and you would need to be a member of that series as well. And that leads me to, what are we doing tonight? Tonight, we are going to do our own Monza Madness. Yes, tonight, we are going to do our own hosted race. This will be hosted by us. Everybody is welcome to join us. The Simpit Monday Night Monza Madness. We are going to be running at the oval left-turning version of Monza. We're going to get as many people running. I think we're even turning off cautions. No cautions, right? Rolling start, unlimited, do not count caution, disabled, green, white, checkered. But yes, that's going to be tonight at 6 o'clock. And come join us for that. I'll be streaming that on Twitch for sure. So yeah, if you want to come hang out, have fun. It's just for fun, just to go do some madness. Why not? And we'll get that going tonight at 6. And then one more time, we'll finish with this. This is Jordan Taylor once again, flipping his motion rig. Good stuff, good stuff. That is going to do it for today's show. Happy Monday. I hope you are... Oh, last thing. Also, Wednesday. This is going to be the third Wednesday of the month already. We're going to have Hotlap Hump Day with Ricmotech. All the normal cast members are going to be there. So me, Robbie, Kevin Ford, Frank, the guys from Ricmotech. We're going to have Hotlap Hump Day, but they're also going to be inviting the guys from that Road to Indy competition. So we're going to have some real-life racers in there with us as well. Should be one of the best ever Hotlap Hump Days coming up at 3 o'clock my time. It starts early. 3 o'clock my time on Wednesday, Hotlap Pump Day with Ricmotech. That is going to do it for today's show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out, talking sim racing. Like I said, we've stopped doing the news. This is not about news. This is about hanging out. This is about talking about stories that we care about the most. It's about having sim racing fun, sim racing camaraderie, and sim racing discussion a few days of the week. And of course, tune in and check out, check out that 3 Wide podcast that we did on Saturday with Amir Assad, Devin Booth, and myself. You'll find that on our YouTube page, and we're working on getting that converted over to a podcast version and uploaded for you to listen to on the road as well. That's going to do it for today. Thank you for hanging out. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.
Thank you.